Welcome to the Portland Nordic Test Kitchen. Here we're best known for cooking up some fast skis, but today we're cooking up a Nordic turkey panini. You're gonna need a few things. You're gonna need some bread, you need some turkey, some apples, and some cheese. Let's get cooking.
An essential ingredient to the Nordic panini is the bread. You want to be sure that your bread isn't too soft or too firm, and you can test its flex by putting it between your hands and just making sure it's pretty nice and good. This sourdough works really well for me. But to truly know if the bread is going to work for you, I suggest you place it on a hard, smooth surface and run a knife underneath it with just a little bit of pressure. This will give you a better indication if the bread will work for you. It's important that you take time to mark both ends of this condiment pocket, as this will be very important as we move into the next step. Now that you have your condiment pocket marked, it's important to scuff up the top of the bread so it binds with your first layer. Now it's time to lay down some binder. I like Heinz real mayonnaise in a packet. It allows for a thin, even application. While we wait for the binder to cure, let's peel the apples. Some apples are really easy to peel. You can just use your fingernails, but for some reason, some are much harder to deal with. And for those, I always like to have a small, sharp knife on hand, like this one.
Okay, let's talk about this next layer. There are lots of choices. Every brand is a little different, and there are multiple options. I tested several of them earlier today and found that the French's spicy brown mustard performed the best with just the right amount of kick.
Be careful not to put it on too thick.
Now, if you want a little extra kick without sacrificing performance, I suggest a little top coat. Be careful with the application, as a little can go a long way. Now that we have our bread prepared, it's time to add the apples, the turkey, and the cheese. We really like this Vermont cheddar. We discovered this years ago. It's an aged cheddar from Cabot that we first found on the sample table in their store in Waterbury. While at UVM, we'd stop there often on the way back from practice for traps. Reminds me of school. Now you can assemble your sandwich. Turkey first, cheese, then apples. Now we got it assembled. Let's preheat our stove. We're going to set it to about medium-high heat and then set our iron to 150 degrees. While our iron and pan are preheating, let's rub a little butter on the top of our bread. I like to rub in a nice thin layer and then rub it in a little deeper. Make sure everything's covered with the palm of my hand. You can use a cork if you want. Here it's best to use 2 layers. Now we're ready to put our panini in the pan. Put it in the center and then take your iron and press down firmly.
And after 5 or 7 minutes, your panini is ready.
And there you have it, the Nordic turkey panini.